have our favorite childhood toys: Barbie dolls, teddy bears, security blankets, and so on. But what if we told you those toys could cost millions of dollars? Wait until the end of this video to see the most expensive, but also the most amazing toy we have ever seen. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to never miss another video. And be sure to check out our community section for even more fun. Now let's check out the 10 most expensive toys in the world. Diamond Barbie. The very first toy on our list is actually a Barbie doll. Yup, but this isn't a doll you'd find in Mattel's collection. This doll was designed by an Australian jewelry designer who wanted to create the most expensive Barbie ever. So naturally, he put diamonds on her. It might look like a totally normal Barbie just about anyone can play with, but this fashionista comes with a choker necklace and has a 1-carat square-cut pink diamond. Pretty impressive, right? But you absolutely wouldn't be able to get this Barbie in your childhood. Well, at least not unless your parents are billionaires. The doll's necklace costs an impressive $300,000. Although it costs so much money, the doll was actually used for good. It was auctioned off in 2010 for $302,500. But all proceeds were donated for breast cancer research. This has also been by far the most expensive Barbie ever. A previously pricey Barbie record was held by a doll that cost $17,091. It was sold in 2006. Although still impressive, we can't believe someone even dared to make a Barbie doll even more expensive than that. We would never even want to play with it, yet alone give it to a child. It just looks too gorgeous to be true. Gold rocking horse. If you thought owning a diamond Barbie was impressive, wait until you see this one. Rocking horses usually come with all sorts of detail that make the rocking way more fun. The kids these days have outgrown rocking horses, which have been replaced by, well, rocking technology. Most of the 90s kids will remember either owning a rocking horse or seeing it at their grandparents' house. The one they owned might not have been expensive, but this one is. This is a rocking horse designed by a Japanese jeweler who decided to create a 24-carat gold horse toy back in 2016. It was originally meant to be a tribute to the birth of a Japanese prince. Yep, that's pretty impressive, right? Wait, it gets even better. One lucky kid in this world actually owns this gold rocking horse, and her name is Blue Ivy. That's right, Beyonce and Jay-Z actually bought this horse, and it costs them an impressive $600,000. Ah, the lifestyle of the rich and famous. According to the rumors back in 2012, Blue Ivy got gifts worth $1.5 million. Question is, how did the Japanese prince feel about the fact that his gift was bought out by the one and only Beyonce? Seriously, we need to know. The masterpiece Rubik's Cube. Most kids have a love-hate relationship with the Rubik's Cube. Were you ever able to figure out the algorithm and solve it? Can't relate, really? We all know Rubik's Cubes come extremely cheap these days, but what's better than a cheap Rubik's Cube? An expensive one! This thing is called the masterpiece Rubik's Cube, and it costs an impressive $1.5 million. It was created to commemorate the 15th anniversary of Rubik's Cube back in 1996. But what makes this so special is the fact that it has actual rubies as well as other precious gems, 185 carats of precious gems to be exact. We're not even sure we dare to even touch this one, yet alone figure out the combinations to get single colors on one side. We'd be too busy processing the fact that we're holding a $1.5 million toy in our hands. Of course, expensive toys like this one aren't meant to be played with, but if you're a die-hard Rubik's Cube fan, this is a perfect gift. If your bank account allows it, of course. Not impressed by the cube? Stick around because we're only amping up the toy price. Yep, there are 7 toys out there that are worth more than $1.5 million. Golden Monopoly. We're not lying, there's a golden Monopoly out there. While we don't think playing with a gold Monopoly would make the game any less frustrating, it would probably prevent your family members to flipping the table when they get angry. Seriously, it's a Monopoly made of gold. This one was designed by a San Francisco jewelry designer back in 1988, and it took him a whole year to make this game. Yep, a whole year. We can't even imagine what that must have looked like. If you had to choose between playing Monopoly for a year or making it, which one would it be? We can't decide which one seems more frustrating. So how much does this gold board game cost? Well, the set of dice is about $10,000 because the dots are made of 42 full-cut diamonds. The properties are made of expensive gems, which brings the entire piece to an impressive $2 million. No, not Monopoly money, actual dollars. The piece was actually donated to the Smithsonian Museum back in 2003, so it's not really available for sale or for playing. Hands up if you're a huge Monopoly fan. Louis Vuitton Teddy Bear. Almost every child has owned a teddy bear at some point in their life, and some adults most likely still do. They're one of the most cuddliest toys ever, and for some reason, they even become a security blanket and an important part of childhood. But what happens when that teddy bear is worth more than the entire home? Meet the stuffed animal that holds a record for the most expensive teddy bear toy. It was designed by a German toy maker and branded by the one and only Louis Vuitton. So you already know this toy is going to be expensive AF. So how much does it cost? This fashionista teddy bear will cost you a sky-high $2.1 million. This teddy is made of real fur and gold. His eyes aren't your regular eyes either. They are made of diamonds and sapphires. Yep, you heard that right. Now think about all your teddy bears that have lost their eyes in the process of growing up. If that happened to this one, there wouldn't be any harm done because you'd be an owner of an actual diamond. You can actually see this bear in real life in the Teddy Bear Museum in South Korea. Question is, would you want to own it? Szymanski soccer ball. Kicking around a soccer ball is something almost every child has done at least once, but there's one soccer ball in this world that can't be kicked. Well, it can, but you'll probably end up in a lot of trouble unless you own it. It's the Szymanski soccer ball, and it costs a whopping $2.59 million. Yep, it's more than a Louis Vuitton teddy bear and way more than a Monopoly made of gold. This is a 4.8-pound soccer ball, encrusted with 3,500 carats of South African diamonds. We're talking about 6,620 white diamonds and 2,640 black diamonds. Yep, that's why it looks so awesome. It was actually created to commemorate the 2010 World Cup, but unlike the golden Monopoly that took a year to make, this soccer ball took 3 months. But just imagine how frustrating it must have been to put together all those diamonds one by one. Crystal replicas of the ball were also displayed in local stores and then auctioned off for charity. You'd probably never be allowed to kick a ball like this, but can we just take a moment to appreciate how awesome it actually looks? If we only had $2.5 million to spare. Lamborghini toy car. We're on to our top 4 most expensive toys in the world, and yep, a toy car costs more than a $2.5 million soccer ball, which is pretty impressive. This isn't the type of car you'd see a child play with and slam into another car. This is a toy replica of a real Lamborghini, and it actually costs way more than the actual car. A real Lamborghini would cost you about $400,000, but this toy costs $4.6 million. Yep, you heard that right, and its size is about 1/8 of the actual Lamborghini. It's pretty small, but as they say, big things come in small packages. This luxurious toy is equipped with gold, diamonds, and platinum rims in its headlights, steering wheel, and seats. According to reports, it took 500 hours to complete this beauty. It might not be the same as 5 months or a year, but the sole dedication to this project definitely paid off. Just think about it. This toy car basically costs about 6 times more than the real Lamborghini. Suddenly owning a real Lambo doesn't seem that expensive, does it? Madame Alexander Eloise. Of course, the top 3 most expensive toy in the world would be a doll. Let's be honest, dolls are collectibles, and because of that, people try to make them as expensive as possible. Why? Because they know people will buy them. Meet Madame Alexander Eloise. She was created by a doll designer called Madame Alexander, who actually only made 5 dolls of this type. The doll has 9 carats of diamonds and several other expensive accessories, and it costs $5 million. Blue Ivy's gold rocking horse can't even compete in the same league as this beautiful doll. You can probably see that the doll is also wearing real fur. She also has Swarovski's crystals and Christian Dior clothes. When you count it up, that does bring this doll to an impressive $5 million. All of these rare dolls come with a chubby look, blonde hair, and a cute dog. The question is, are you doll crazy enough to ever even consider purchasing something like this? Once again, big things come in small packages, and small dolls can apparently be worth $5 million. The bird trainer. Say what? Don't worry, this has nothing to do with actual real-life birds, but it does in fact have everything to do with dolls. This impressive doll is a lot bigger than any toddler, and it's actually kind of alive. And according to reports, it's actually a man. It's a 4-foot-tall moving doll, and it took more than 15,000 hours to complete. The unique doll has spring-driven cogs and gears that allow him to move around. He doesn't even need any batteries to work with. All you need to do is wind up the golden key and the bird trainer will play the flute. You'll also get to hear an actual tune. The doll also comes with singing birds that will flap their wings and turn their heads, which is pretty awesome. This definitely isn't your regular doll you can just play with and throw around, so let's get down to business. How much does this thing cost? The bird trainer weighs an impressive 122 pounds and costs $6.25 million. We're not even kidding. And if that didn't impress you, you absolutely have to check out our very last toy that's also known as the most expensive toy in the world. You're not ready for this one. ASTOLAT Dollhouse Castle. We told you, there's just something about dolls that makes people want to design the most expensive one ever. But you're not ready for this price. This dollhouse is nothing like you've ever seen before. It comes with multiple floors, 29 rooms, a gym, a swimming pool, and even a basement and a wine cellar. It's like an actual miniature mansion, and we honestly wish we could actually live in it. Just look at how gorgeous it is. It looks totally real up close and even more impressive from the inside. Every room is detailed to perfection that will blow you away. But wait, we have more statistics for you. This dollhouse took 13 years to complete, and it weighs over 800 pounds. Whoa, it looks absolutely magical, but you'll never guess its price. Are you ready? It's $8.5 million. That's way more than a posh apartment in expensive cities like New York and London. How crazy is that? But don't worry, the price tag is actually used for good. The owner of the dollhouse donates the exhibition proceeds to various kids' charities. The real question is, when can we move in? And that's it for our video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.